to speak about tonight was the situation that the police department is in. Regardless of how we have come to this point, I think that we can all understand this is a less than desirable situation for the police department in the town of Hooksett. We have had officers leaving left and right. We have lost our SRO, who's been fired and probably has pending litigation. We've lost our K-9 unit. There are at least 2 complaints against the chief at this point. The chief's been picketed. We're in the paper all of the time. And my question is, Chief, if you remain as chief, what is your plan to change this situation and to get us out of this to make it better?
You know, Dave, you have the right certainly to ask questions, okay? I don't know if the chief is prepared to respond, or even the commission is prepared to give you a response right here and now. I guess my answer would be that certainly the question that you're posing, I certainly would take it under advisement and discuss it with the commission and perhaps respond to you at a later date. It's the first I hear of a question like that, and I think it's a question that someone would have to think about before they could just give you an offhand, a response.
Well, Mrs. McHugh, actually my question is not to the commission. It's to the chief, who is the leader of the police department. And I would think that he had been thinking about this continuously. Because I, as a citizen of Hooksett, I would like to see us move past the point that we're at right now, regardless of how we got here or what problem it is. When people are leaving the department, we need to change that. We're losing experienced officers. This is costing us money. We're going to be shorthanded. I would like to see a plan. I think that we should have a plan so that we can support or not support that plan, but we should not be a reactionary department and just keep reacting to everything that happens. So my question isn't posed to the commission, it's posed to the chief. If he'd like to consider it and answer it later, I would appreciate that.
Well, the other thing, as I said earlier, you saw that on the agenda this evening was that we were going to be getting information with regard to exit interviews. I think when then you do exit interviews, that you can gather some of that information as to why people are leaving, and perhaps put a plan into place or to make some changes within the department, if that's the case that changes are needed. But as I said before, I'm not prepared to make a response, and I don't know whether or not the chief is, but I think it's one of those questions that someone should think about before they respond. Okay?
Is that the chief saying that he doesn't want to answer?
No, I know.
Well, I'm just asking the chief because you said that he didn't want to answer. I
didn't say he didn't want to answer. I said that I'm suggesting that it's the kind of question that one would have to think about before one, would respond, okay? The other thing I said to you that we're going to discuss this evening about exit interviews and what we can do in exit interviews to gather that kind of information. You're talking about a certain number of people who have left the department. I'm not aware of all the reasons, and I think that both as the commission and the chief, we would have to sit down and discuss the reasons for why people left, whether or not it's for another opportunity or whatever, okay? So I think that would play a part in the response and, the strategy that we would take to go forward. So I guess I would ask that, you allow us to do that. I don't know if the chief, wants to make a statement, that's his prerogative. I'm just stating that I think it's that type of question.